Gotta wait for the button. Buddy, you gotta wait for the red there. Here we go.
I hit the button.
And you pulled the ads already. Thank you.
We're good?
Yes.
Sweat Equity Podcast and streaming show, pragmatic entrepreneurial advice with dick jokes. Little added value up front. You want to get some census data that looks a little classy, better than normal. Go to data.us.io.
D, I think.
Data.usa.io.
Push ads.
That'll make your that'll give you like an infographic and all the census data. This episode of Sweat Equity. Oh wait, this is hosted by me, Law Smith. To my right, your left, Eric Redinger, and on the third mic, back to be our producer, John Paul.
What up?
Tampaniac Pictures.
And he sucks already. Oh man, he's rusty. Buddy, click the button, take the mouse and click it in the little screeny thing, and then it'll get you back on track.
That's Tampaniac.
Boom. Okay.
TAMPANIAC.com to get your pictures on.
Is it not working? Okay.
Hey, this is what happens when we go live. We're having some tech difficulties. That's fine.
We're not.
I'm gonna plow through. This episode's brought to you by Grasshopper. Try grasshopper.com/sweat. Get you $75 off an annual plan. When you want a scalable business phone line, don't use Google Voice. Don't go right to your cell phone. You go, who dis? I like to say no limit studios as a joke. That's how I roll. But if you want a business line, you want to act professional, try grasshopper.com/sweat. Gets you 75 bones off an annual plan. $75 off an annual plan. No one is giving you that. Any podcast. Find a better deal than that. That's trygrasshopper.com/sweat. 75 bucks off an annual plan for a business phone line. Warby Parker, warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. Like Key Sweat, gets you 5 free pairs to try on at home. You get that prescription sunglasses, eyeglass wear. Get 5 to try on at home. Don't like them? Send them back. Don't get ripped off by big eyeglass sunglass wear. They're all owned by one company. Warby Parker is the disruptor in the game. And lastly, ExpressVPN. Try expressvpn.com/sweat. Get you 3 months free off an annual plan. You want to anonymize web searching? You guys are pointing jazz hands on the off camera. Try expressvpn.com/sweat. It's 3 months free off an annual plan. Log into a different country. Have that IP, search from there, anonymized web traffic searching. Let's get this show started.
John Paul.
Nope.
Fucked it up. Pull that shit off there. Pull the ad. Look at me. Click on it. Up in the top right. Yes. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Good.
Oh my lordy. Woo!
This is what everybody wants. Let's see if he does it good. Sorry. I've been playing that music the whole time. My bad.
Oh my god.
I'm hollering at him.
Are we really doing a show right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're live too, dude.
This is
Get it together. You guys need to get it together.
Yeah,
You two
I need
do.
to get it together for sure.
Big time.
Yeah. So, John Paul, I've got a little something for you. Wait, Halloween candy. Y'all give me your best?
Snickers.
I don't want to play this game. We're grown men. What are we talking about? Candy?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you,
Butterfinger.
Allen Iverson?
Old school. We talk about practice?
Yeah.
Old school Butterfinger before they messed it up was the legitness. Yeah. Don't shake your head. No,
I'm not
like,
with you on
it's
that
an
either.
opinion.
I don't think they changed the formula.
They definitely did.
Butterfinger?
Yes, that's on record.
I think you've changed, man.
I have actually.
I think your palate's changed. You're all keto gay and all that stuff.
No, but Butterfinger is on record as changing the formula for sure, dude. Taste the Butterfinger now. You want me to go get one?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know what people like to hear in audio is people eating something on air.
Were you joking?
I'll eat one, but I'm saying I don't know if my palate's gonna. We were talking about
I thought you were serious.
before you came in the
I'm out the
room.
door.
John Paul and I were talking about like blind taste tests and how you eat. Do you think you eat with your eyes a lot more than we really think? Like if you go to a nice restaurant and it's got a nice presentation.
Right. Yeah. It
Doesn't
tastes way
it's
better.
Like magic almost. A magic trick a little bit. You know it's not like that much better if you really analyze it. But you're so hungry and they got you at a weak moment where
Somebody else brings it to you.
Right.
and it's already hot and you don't have to do the dishes?
And I'm staring in John Paul's eyes, across the table.
He's trying to pretend like he's not here.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Don't
He's going to go silent the whole time, and then
gonna-
he's going to blame me later, even though I already got you on camera.
You ain't going to gargoyle us, buddy.
Nice try. You might as well start talking.
I gave my answer.
Okay.
Snickers. But I'm saying, but we make, I mean, the old trope and just any kind of business, just old school business 101 is we make purchasing decisions with emotion.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, but we all know that, yet we can't unhinge ourselves to make bad decisions sometimes.
No, we value our own emotions, so somebody who triggers them gets our sale.
Well, I've never...
The guy who connects with you at the car dealership is the guy who gets your money.
Right. Well, there's the thing of like, okay, I'll definitely make impulsive kind of purchases for sure. Like, it's definitely because it's so easy now to do anything.
Someone say vasectomy?
That's a thought through one.
I know, we've talked about it so much.
It's coming. I'm gonna get it. No pun intended. But
Did you come in it?
But I'm scared. I'm a little scared. Okay.
What?
I don't want to get my look.
You were so gung ho when
No.
it was my vasectomy.
I'm gonna do it. I gotta drum up what $600. How much is it?
500.
$500. Yeah, I gotta do that. Then I gotta figure out. You gotta plan it a little bit ahead because you can't lift anything for a couple days, right?
No, those aren't reasons. Just do it.
No, I'm gonna do it. I did it one time. I had it planned out to do. I was doing it the next day, and it was such a pain in the ass. I was so stressed out. It was such a pain in the ass to get my parents involved to pick up the kids from school, and they're like, "What kind of surgery do you have?" And I'm like,
Very
"Hernia."
ironic.
And then I had to have that awkward like, "All right, I'm getting a vasectomy," and they're like, "Okay, that's cool."
No,
That's
you're
neat."
not.
Yeah, and it's like,
Okay.
I know my mom wanted to say something, but she was caught off guard. What this is all about. I was like, "So we'll just put the car seats in your car?"
Right. Actually, John Paul picked me up for my vasectomy.
I
Remember
know.
that, buddy?
You told me you wanted to jog out of there, but you're weirdo. Like you could have been a jackass
Dude,
kid.
It's not that bad, though.
You have a weird pain tolerance or like ability to just maybe bite your tongue.
To be fun. No, I'll hurt myself to be funny for my friends in the parking lot of the vasectomy doctor is what it is.
So you were about to jog out. Or
I was
skip.
like, what's going to be rad for John Paul to roll up on when he comes to pick me up?
No,
Cartwheel. Not so rad.
Did you do it?
You did one of those skip jumps where you jump in the air and you or you clap your feet together.
Right. One of my classic skip jumps.
So the cost benefit of
Some
that.
people call me cool, Eric.
That's a new one.
Ooh, where'd you get that?
Workaholics.
Some people call me cool, Eric.
And that's true.
But the cost benefit of doing that joke is not worth it. What was that, a 1?
Right.
Did John Paul even laugh?
I don't even know. The glare on his windshield was so, like, I couldn't see his face.
That's even worse. You couldn't even
Right?
get the reaction.
And I couldn't be like, was it funny? Because that would have
Did you like that
it.
Playboy? And he was like, what?
So he playing on his phone, not even looking.
Right.
It probably was.
So that you did that to open your stitches up, possibly, which you could have commodied yourself.
Nah, I'm good, dog.
Well, look, I was thinking about we make a lot of decisions on what we purchase on emotion, which is interesting if you really break it down and like just go through all the shit you buy.
How deep are you about to go on me and my emotions behind my vasectomy?
Well, no,
Oh.
I was reading something about enthusiasm, negative or positive, really plays into voting, and we're 2 days away from the biggest election of all time. And I'm still wondering.
Fucking thing sucks.
We're in
The election.
a maze of misinformation and disinformation about what numbers are what, and it was like, all right, so 4 years ago everything's polling that Hillary's gonna fucking crush it, and then Trump comes out of nowhere and does it, and now it's really interesting that it seems like Biden's way ahead in a lot of polls, but then there's a lot of like fuck you people that are voting for Trump that aren't doing any polls. They say.
I don't look at polls.
I don't either, but I don't know. John Paul, you love politics. What do you think?
Oh, what are you doing, dude?
What?
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 I just want to have a good discourse.
What? Okay. All right, go ahead.
I don't know. I truly I think most people,
Politics.
I would
Go.
say 90% of the people voting are voting on emotion.
I've never been polled.
Not even the Family Feud? 100 people polled outside. Who? I want to know those audiences they're polling. Like, do they go to Mall of America or do it?
Absolutely.
Like, is it something like
It's
that?
at the mall for sure. You want to make $5? Sure.
They should qualify that a little bit.
Why?
100 people at
We
the.
all bought in.
100 people.
We're all in. We're not. Nobody's like, excuse me. Has anybody show me the references on how legit these people are? No,
But think
nobody
of the
cares.
smartest people that you know. How many would do a poll like that?
None.
How many would be at the mall?
But that's part of the game, dude.
Okay.
You got to put yourself in that mindset of mall walking survey taker.
I just wish they would say it like 100 people tailgating at a Buffalo Bills game. Have you seen Buffalo Bills fans? Like now it's a thing for them to pork in the parking lot like fatty.
No, what?
Yeah, dude. That's how they party. Buffalo Bills fans get down.
Ew, dude.
Yeah. They don't care. They're wearing that new Eric
Buffalo.
hat. They don't care.
Name of the town is gross even.
They're buffalo humping in the parking lot.
Yeah.
If they don't have a name, that should be what
Good
it's
for
called.
them.
There is a lot of funny shit out there of just like now it's a thing.
I'm a Buffalo baby.
Yeah, it's just like just
2020.
pounded it out in like the back of a truck.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, all like just big white on big white kind of going on there.
Big
I would love to yes and this situation for you, but
Come on, you're too hard.
I'm
You have too big of an erection. But I think if you think about how many, I bet the voter turnout this year will be higher because it's so vitriolic now.
Ooh, good word.
It's so thanks, Mom.
What?
It's so emotional. I think a lot of people voted in Trump just because they hated Hillary a lot.
Yeah.
You got to believe that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
There
I
was
feel like
a lot of
now
fuck you votes,
now we're
for sure.
getting both sides are doing that really.
Right. Which cancels each other out, right?
We'll see. I wonder, doesn't like 40% of America not vote? It's something crazy.
I don't know.
It's something absurd.
You know, that's something. If you were going to bring up the voting, you should have pulled these numbers up there. But the polls and stuff, it's like it doesn't necessarily matter what the polls return because, like, Hillary won the popular vote. So, like, she, you know, just because it polls a certain way doesn't mean the Electoral College is going to, you know, play out the way you want it to.
Yeah,
Which is so stupid. It's all so dumb.
Donnie T, our president, our best president ever, until Kanye gets in.
What?
I was waiting for a
I
second.
know you're waiting for it, but
You
I
know,
wanted to just let it ride.
he played. You ever play Risk? That's kind of how you
No, dork.
play. Yeah, dude. Risk rules. Fuck you.
What?
Risk is awesome. Are you shaking your head over there? You don't like Risk?
Never played it.
Oh, well then how can you? You can't shake your head. It's like, nah.
Well, I know you're a dork because I've never
Right.
played
He
it.
agrees with me on you being a dork about it.
Cool.
I like John Paul being here.
What is
Team up
going
on
on?
you.
Yeah.
Let's gang up on him.
Voter, what is this? VAP? Is that like WAP? Voter turnout?
Do you guys know what happens if there's a tie?
It goes. They have to arm wrestle.
It's just as stupid as everything else about it.
What?
The House of Representatives elects the president, and the Senate elects the vice president.
Oh, weird. Oh, I vaguely remember this being a thing.
Yeah, I looked it up.
How can we have a tie? We're set. The electoral college is set up that we could have a tie.
Yeah,
That's all-
well. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it changes depending on how many congressmen, women you have per state. Like you get more electoral votes based on your population. Mm-hmm. But I definitely there could be a tie. I think.
So the last election, 55.5% of the voting age population turned out to vote.
55.8.
55.5%.
That is ridiculous.
It's kind of hovered around. Let's see, the highest it's been in a while was 2008 was 57, and then we're going all the way back to 1968 when it was in the 60s. All the 60s, 60, 64, 68, all in the 60%.
They'll see an upturn on that though, because like it's going to be a lot easier mail-in votes, whatnot. There's
Yeah.
going to be some kind of internet thing to come along soon.
Well,
Gotta be.
in the four agreements, I'm having a real tough time,
Whoa.
like not making assumptions, right? Personally, but in business, you kind of have to start making assumptions in a lot of ways. So I've had to try to make that divide after kind of looking over those four agreements we've been talking about on the
Right.
show.
Wait, in regards to what?
So-
this is a hard turn.
Make assumptions, make predictions or assumptions is kind of a lot. Forecasting is a lot in the
Right.
professional business world, whereas living by the four agreements, not making assumptions about people or what they're doing.
Sure. Well, that's like interpersonal, skills and for your own well-being mindset.
I know, but when you make these, when you're going by like here are four rules to live by kind of thing, you kind of just sometimes you don't have the nuance while you're going through the day. So you're like, I won't make assumptions about this person, whatever they're doing. But then when it comes to like,
it doesn't mean you can't think about possibilities of somebody's actions. What could that mean?
But I think that-
But I'm not
that-
going to make
that'll
an
create-
assumption as to what it is they meant by whatever.
but I think that'll create bias. Next time around, I'm talking to them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's just easier to go, hey, don't like. It's like I don't know, going cold turkey on something sometimes is a lot easier than
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Moderation on it.
Yeah.
So it's
that's the key. That's the training of yourself that you have to do is like being able to think about it, but also just compartmentalize. Be like, that could be something. That could be how they are, but I'm not going to assume that.
well, it's just
That's
funny.
the difference.
It's just
guess.
it's all kind of about bias too. It's like it's funny how I was trying to look up a picture of see how many people were actually at Trump's rally in Tampa like 5 days ago or something, 3 days ago at Raymond James Stadium, which I thought would be inside. It's outside the stadium. And I was trying to find a picture of like how many people were actually there, and I couldn't really. I had to decipher through like, well, I don't think this one's showing zoomed in photos.
No wide angle, huh?
Right. Well, the wide ones were like, very left leaning kind of publications, and it was showing like there's a bird's eye view, and I was like, I think that's like 3 hours before it
Right.
went down. And then like the ones that are hard right were like zoomed in, so it looks like there's a fucking madness there. That the whole movie, The Social Dilemma, and that Tristan Harris just went on Rogan and broke down all that shit
Oh, I didn't see it.
about your own like echo chamber and how these algorithms are trying to keep you in your like they're just trying to get
Keep you in your lane.
it's time. They're trying to keep you there for time,
Yeah.
right? That's
What
all
do you
they're-
want to hear?
And so it's
They'll
all
tell
like
you.
it's half echo chamber and half like what you hate.
Yeah. John Paul, are you paying attention over there? Are you sleeping?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect answer.
Who'd you vote for, John Paul?
None of your fucking business.
That's fair.
I mean, when did that become
That's fair.
just okay to fucking make people tell you who
I
you
can
voted for and shit?
I can ask. You don't.
Nobody
see,
said
see,
that you
got
had to.
emotional. That's what I'm saying. Like I was just asking.
My mom won't tell
Who'd you vote for?
I'm not gonna tell the fucking world my affiliations. Who cares? Go look it up.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Joe Biden.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to say it.
You're eyeballing John Paul.
Idiot.
Waiting for him to do a move on me.
I don't care.
Karate kick to the head.
That's for who?
You guys both lost because Kanye's the truth.
Doesn't matter.
He's a visionary.
Oh, was he on there?
You gotta write him in.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Did the
that
mail go out today?
it's Sunday.
Maybe it's not too late.
We had an
It's
interesting
late.
conversation. This is a little lax kind of episode, I'd say.
You think?
Well, just a little bit. You were telling me about we were slacking back and forth like two fucking big nerds. Mm-hmm. I don't even like comic books that much, really. We both kind of grew up with them.
Right. Well, so,
I like the movies. They get me into it as the characters and stuff, but I realize it's kind of dumb as a grown man to really be into it,
Well, watch yourself now.
to really like love it, to
No, I
maybe
don't-
own like thousands of comich books.
No, I don't own thousands of comic books. It's like 284 or something like that. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
But
but they're worth something. So that's
right,
good.
yeah, no. I was just going through them. Friend of the program, DJ Garbage Pussy, was over the other day drinking. So bust out them comic books, see what they're worth. I was like, okay.
How do you find out what they're worth? Because we were looking at old baseball cards and comic books, just shit laying around at both of our places, and I would get frustrated trying to figure out valuation and stuff.
Yeah, it was just, I think it was gocollect.com. It was the reference that I went to. And really, it was just like, what could I see? Because half of them didn't have any value.
Okay.
Like, not like zero value. They just didn't have a established fair market value.
Well, you know what's interesting about the collectible game at all? It's really a relatively new market. It's really like only the last 60 years or something like that.
What were you collecting 200 years ago?
Well, you would think like
Gold.
Well, you would think like maybe early 1900s, someone would, there'd be an auction house for buying, I don't know, stuff that could go in a museum. Yeah.
But, other than that, sculptures, maybe, that sort of thing. But there's a lot more stuff now.
Yeah, maybe we just have more shit.
We have a lot cooler shit now.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
We're hoarders.
No.
Yeah. A couple dead cats and laying under garbage. That's America.
Oh,
basically.
well, yeah, that's not our fault.
But you claim, all right, so you claim to be the comic book nerd of this group.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't. Why would I ever? I would never say that.
You're the Kevin Smith.
Guys, just so you know,
You're the Kevin Smith.
Everybody, listen up. I want everybody to know I'm the official comic book nerd of the group.
Okay.
Just so you know.
You said guru,
You think
not nerd. Okay.
You just said nerd.
No, you called yourself a guru.
No, I
Comic
would
books.
never, ever say that.
You said you loved them. You used to caress them when you fall asleep as a kid.
Sure.
All right, so
You're just jealous.
you claim that Batman is not a superhero.
Yeah, Batman.
We got to. I don't know how we got there, and I don't know if it really matters. But
What were we talking about? We were talking about. Oh, I know what it was.
What?
Is I was saying I couldn't find value on 2 Daredevil comic books that on the front, one had Daredevil holding a cop by the collar, getting ready to punch him in the face. And another one, he had a gun ready to shoot Punisher in the head, who was on the ground bloodied, and it said, "A bullet for Punisher."
and Punisher's the best. He's my favorite.
Right, not a superhero either.
He's a superhero for
he's
sure.
not.
And
He's
good thing-
he's the worst argument for it.
what are you talking about?
What is it? What's his superpower again?
His cunning,
How many T's are in that?
his wit,
His wit and cunning.
his strategy.
And he found a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
And he's angry.
He's got no.
Look out.
He's
Thanos.
All right, look, Superman is the worst character.
No, well, it's a bad character, but at least he's technically a superhero. He's from another planet.
It's the worst. It's the laziest written fucking.
Fine. That's not what we're talking about, though.
Yeah, no, I'm giving you to give you this side. I have to give you the opposite side of the argument. And Superman is the worst written character because it's lazy. Oh, what's he beat up by? Something that doesn't exist in this world. Kryptonite.
Yeah.
In case
I
you
know.
didn't,
I know.
you didn't
Thank you.
know. In case you didn't know.
Okay. No, the argument was, what is a superhero? Not
Yeah. Okay.
Not people who practice hard or they're blind and now they can hear better and they do kung fu good. That's not a superhero.
Oh, so you don't even think that person's what? Who's that?
Daredevil.
Daredevil,
That
right?
person.
Ben
Yeah.
Affleck
Right.
played Batman and him.
Exactly.
A superhero is somebody that's superhuman, right?
Right.
So Batman
Batman? No.
is a little superhuman.
No, he's not.
Ooh, yeah. I got him on my side
No, he's
now.
not.
Yeah.
I think
He's
think
rich.
His bank account is
Yeah, but
not
have you seen
superhuman.
the aerial, the parkour shit he's done? Like, I mean, it's pretty.
What? They have a YouTube channel, Batman? That's how he makes all his money? What are you talking about?
He fought Superman. Like, he's pretty superhuman.
Yeah, bro. It's Batman versus Superman.
Again,
He's
that's,
a superhero.
that's not the argument. The argument is what is a superhero, and you have to either be bitten by something or drink something or be bombarded by some rays of some kind or be born from another planet. You can't just practice hard like Hawkeye. Look how good I am at aiming. That's not a superhero.
So
Black Widow,
Black
you're
Widow,
out.
you're out.
She's out. Who else?
Punisher.
Punisher.
What about
way
the guy
out.
from Guardians of the Galaxy, the main dude?
He's half.
He's a
half
god.
alien.
He's half
Yeah.
a god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy are good. They're fine. But it's a very simple argument. I mean, am I wrong?
No, I think we're going over the qualifier of what makes you superhero in the super, and I'd say it's what you do. I'd say it's the things you do, not necessarily the powers you have. By the way, your qualifiers are terrible. You're like from another planet. You're trying to say the powers they have. What they drank, what they got bit by a spider.
How did they
that's
get the
not
way they are?
The qualifiers are their powers.
No, it's
your
not.
argument.
No, I'm saying if you're really good at
Their
aiming,
origin of why they have
are
superpowers.
all Olympic athletes superheroes because they're really good at one stupid thing?
If they beat up a lot of people, yeah. Shout out
Disagree.
Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah.
Whoa.
Decathlete. Forget that.
Superhero.
No, she doesn't do any super good.
You reversed it right back around on yourself, huh?
No, I look. Batman is you can't get across that.
Across what?
He's a superhero.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
Dude.
he does super things.
That's so stupid.
It's what you do. It's not the powers you have.
Okay, great, super.
How does this tie into business?
You tell me.
Well, I've been working with I've been helping a lot of companies figuring out their audiences, and they don't know how to do it. They think they know who their audience is, they don't.
Okay.
A lot of the time, a lot of
I
clients.
got to reset. I'm really upset about the superhero.
I know. You okay? You need to take a walk for a little bit.
Super walk. I'm good.
I think you're talking about multi-marketing towards every niche of people because you could be a company and you need to brand towards superhero nerds, comic book nerds like Eric. And even if you're any kind of company,
Gurus.
Nike, they should brand towards that type of person and, all other kinds of
Let's
niches.
see your face. Put your camera on.
So, yeah, yes, if that business is trying to get comic book gurus like Eric.
Or if you're just big enough that you want to market towards everybody.
Well, yeah, but you're still not for everybody necessarily. You still have a demo you're hitting, or a lot of demos, right?
That's true.
Nike's not trying to hit everybody, but they have maybe one of the broadest.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. There's an efficiency thing there.
Right. Same with Coca-Cola. They're broad, but they know, hey, this segment is gonna be better to focus on than this segment, right?
Sure.
Like the keto health nerds is not gonna be a segment they're gonna ever try to hit.
So nerds don't wear Nikes? I mean, well, I know they're broad, but I'm just saying, like, there's no reason why you shouldn't market towards all kinds of lifestyles, really.
You
No,
don't.
they're absolutely because you only have so much money to spend on marketing. You have to use it most.
Who would you
efficiently.
guys, gear this show towards? Like, who would you say that you're trying to gear it towards? I think everybody, really.
Definitely
Like,
not you.
Well,
You're not
really,
even-
we kind of made it towards anybody that's trying to do their own business, side hustle, or trying to think about doing it, right? They're at a job, kind of like we were all, years ago, where you're just stuck in a job you hate and you wanted to do something else, but you didn't know, like, the motivational shit from, like, Gary Vee doesn't really help you.
Right.
And so the idea was really to do this show to, like, at least throw some pragmatic use every episode of like shit we found out, or by interviewing people that would be like, oh, I didn't know this and now I know this, on doing your own business or your own brand or whatever.
you're right, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, I think that every business probably is pretty niche. Like, you do have to gear it towards a certain, like, at least when you're first starting out, you have to have a cult following in a certain niche.
But publicly, you can be as broad as you want. But really, your strategy should be like, who's the best marketing dollar we can go toward, right? So if you're doing a lot of weddings, right?
Yeah.
And really, and then you got to think about who's the group you want to jump to. So you might have target audiences now that are paying the bills, but you always want to get better, refine those. If you're doing really well, refine those.
You're not going to target anybody who's married.
Right, exactly. Just start there.
Pretty simple.
Just start very basic stuff. But people don't write this
For
down.
example, Law and
ever.
I, you could target us.
Yeah. Except I'm never getting married again, so don't worry about it. But the thing is, like, for you, we were talking, I was pitching the idea, what about Indian weddings? If you can get in with that group, because they spend the most, and there's a big Indian population in this area.
And that's where
big
marketing
commitment.
research comes in, and knowing your industry and, like, knowing your clients and
Right.
knowing what
And
you
you-
need to go for.
and-
Because you could waste a lot of time.
Right, and you could come back and go, hey, I've looked into it. That has a barrier to entry that's a little high. I would need to spend a lot of effort, schmoozing with that group to get in with them. And so that's why I haven't
Whole
spent
new
time.
wardrobe for sure. Sorry.
Definitely.
Nice. But, like, you know what I'm
What?
saying? Like, everybody's got, and this is how I break it down. most businesses that are running right now, you've got your home runs, your triples, doubles, singles. The singles and doubles keep you going. They keep the lights on. The triples and the home runs of the whale client. That's the big one. That's the ones you want. Those are the best. Those are your ideal clients or customers or patients or whatever you're doing. And people don't really write down what qualifies that as it should be like, what's the demo? What is the profit margin that you might get out of that group? What's, those kind of things aren't really thought through like that because it's in a lot of people's head, honestly, that own the business.
What do you mean? Oh, just what they're
I'm talking-
going for. They haven't actually just put it down on paper.
Yeah, I'm talking small local businesses. But if you really just did it like a routing tree of just like, all right, I've got 3 main target audiences. I don't want these 3 forever because I want to level up, right? And then you write the home runs. Those are the ones we want to get one day. How am I going to get those? What are those?
Right. Yeah.
What do those look
How
like?
much are they bringing in?
And
how big is that company?
What's the lead? Yeah. What's the size? What's the revenue?
Right.
When's the best entry point? And who's the best entry point kind of title? If you're looking for bigger companies, which LinkedIn's very good for. Mm-hmm. Because that information's pretty good. That data's pretty good.
Yeah.
Most people keep their
pretty reliable.
They keep their profile once a year. They'll update it. So at least, but where's that entry point come in? And like, what's the phase? If you're business to business, what's the phase of that business? Where would they need you? Because sometimes it's time as an entry point.
Right.
If it's consumer, like
6 months, we're getting a bunch of money to spend on this.
Right. And then if it's like something where wedding season's coming up, when are they planning that? Right. You're a vendor for that. When are they? Wedding season's the summer, most of the country, but it's different here. It's probably in the winter, I would guess.
Sure.
Because it's not as sweaty.
We're talking to you, John Paul. You're the wedding expert. I'm the comic
might be
book guru. You're the wedding expert.
It might be year round here. I'm taking a stab at it. I just figured most people from here that are getting married don't want to married here.
The holidays, it usually shuts down a lot during events.
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah. So that's the time to strategize. That's where you go, okay, it's going to be slow. So that might be the time to kind of plan how to start targeting those people that I want to get.
For sure.
I don't know. I'll bring up some other stuff in the next episode we're doing, like a little bit more of a formal way to do it. But I mean, like, really filter out LinkedIn search and just do it as an exercise. That search, go to advanced search, and you can really break everything down by like industry, title, size, employee size. How old is the company? Sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Stuff like that. If you're targeting businesses, if you're targeting people, maybe Facebook's a good exercise to do that in.
I would say do it on your own first. In your mind, throw those whatever numbers out you think are important, do that first, and then go and do your research and just kind of compare notes.
Yeah. Who's an ideal client that's going to get me the ideal client is recurring business that runs a business that's really that knows what they're doing, that has money to spend from an agency standpoint. If I'm the agency, like I used to have, the best client would have been recurring, doesn't get in the way, understands that they need the shit done.
Rich and forgetful.
Well, you don't have to spend time on education, though. That's
right,
a lot of time. No, they'll try you. If they spend money with you and they're legit, you're gonna of that time's gonna be in explaining reports and analytics and shit like that. But at least I don't have to educate as much because that ate up a lot of time. So you go, who's my ideal client? Who's my home run? And then work down from there.
Yeah.
And break them into segments.
This might sound obvious too, but it's about knowing your business and exactly what you want to offer too, because owning your own business. Sometimes people try and bite off more than they can chew, or in anything. If you're a construction guy, you think you can do everything, or video, you say you can do everything, or whatever. So it's really knowing what you do and doing it well, and then going after those specific.
No, correct. Correct. You're
nailed it right till the end there when you really blew it.
And you're right. I should have said that kind of from the beginning. Know what you do well. If you're a service, what service do you do well? Focus on that for strategizing.
Know your specific skill set.
Right. And then you keep working on that over time and go, I am this. Eventually, I want to have these offerings too, but we're not there yet. Same with products. You got products, same thing. Like, what are we? We're a bakery, but eventually we want to add real artisan coffee later down the line. But right now we're a bakery and we fucking kill it making bagels.
It's incredibly hard for people to say, what am I right now?
Because you think it's an opportunity, you think you're wasting opportunity, but what really happens in the beginning for a lot of people is they get too distracted, too many things going in a lot of different ways. And if you don't have a home-based foundation for a business that's a startup, you're fucked.
Right.
So
that's good.
All right.
I like it.
It got real businessy at the end.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
We pulled the nose up on it.
Yippee!
Go ahead and hit the X whenever you want, John Paul.
Hi, guys.
Oh, look, he does exist.
Oh, he's there.
What a dick. Thanks for nothing.
No exit music?
Nope. We got to put it in later.
Yippee!